Good morning. Another day in a busy rush hour traffic. All right, so let's talk about freedom of speech. Something I've always known coming to America. I've learned about freedom of speech. Even when I was, in fourth grade, barely speaking English, my classmate was like, "This is America. You can say whatever you want. I can say whatever I want." That's the ideal, right? That's the ideal. But I was like, that can be true. And as I grew up, I've always believed that, only certain people, it only applies to certain people. Majority, it only applies to white Americans. But then it kind of broken down depending on who you are. Now, it's like, because we got politics now. It's like it only applies to Republicans. There's some stuff, at least that's what I'm getting. Freedom of speech only applies to Republican. Meaning whatever they say, it falls under freedom of speech. They can straight out be like, "Hey nigga," that's freedom of speech. But if a Democrat, a black person, a minority, a Hispanic, whoever, says something they don't like, it's not freedom of speech. That's the way. That's the way I've been viewing it, and that's what I've been getting from it all these years. But I've just known that, like, hey man, whatever man, when you get pulled over, you have to know your right. You have to know your freedom of speech. They can arrest you for talking. I never believed that. Now if you black, it's not like the cops can be like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" Yeah, because you're a fucking asshole. So if I say that, then I just give them a reason to escalate the situation. You probably could say it, but not me. When I say you, I mean like if you're a white Republican, but if you're white and you're Democrat, not so well. If you any other race, minority, no. So I've always known that. So what's the message here? Like, what do I want you to get from this? I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to protect yourself. Don't think you can go out there and say something a white man say, or do something a white man doing just because he get away with it don't mean you will. That's really the lesson here. You know who you are. And I made a video about that yesterday. Know your place in America. I know the argument is PF that I'm gonna fight for my right. I'm not gonna let them intimidate me. All that. So that's the argument black people like to have. And I understand where they're coming from, but here's the problem with that. Unless you have money, you have your own job, you have to keep your mouth shut and keep your head down, because it's going to be very expensive going against the white man. It's going to cost you your job, your family going to suffer, You can't go against the white man. And I'm not trying to sound racist. I know a lot of good white men. We're great friends. But, excuse me. But that's the message here. Like me, I can't afford to prove my point or to be correct, politically correct. I ain't trying to go against nothing. Just strictly observing and keeping my thoughts and opinion to a minimum, you know, by not trying to piss off the wrong people. That's how you need to live, my fellow black men. You got family to take care of, you got school, you have a job. Don't say nothing, say little to nothing, you know. Because it's very expensive. Even if you what, guess what? Doesn't matter. Your boss will fire you, and then you have more problems. But in concluding, free speech have its limits when you are not a white man in America. Free speech don't apply to everybody and anybody. You can say the same thing word from word. It's not the person who it's not what was said, it's who said it.